What is going on, Herd? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we're going to be continuing on with our Does It Drift video series, where we purchase vehicles in-game, build them up to drift spec, and then test them rigorously to see if they have the ability to be drift cars. Today is probably the most demanded episode. It's kind of dark under here. I get it. It's raining. Trying to get a little protection. We're going to bring you through the building process of this thing, show you everything that we did to it. We'll bring you up through the prices. We're going to go drift this thing, and we will give you a grade in the end and show you how it keeps up with the rest of the drift class. So to start it off, guys, I just want to take a minute or two to kind of catch everybody up in the drift community out there that watch this channel, that tune into this channel, that support the channel, on what we're doing with the drifting. Since most of you will tune into this video, I figured this is the ideal video to take a minute on and do that. We're not going to take any more than about a minute or 2 minutes, so if you don't want to hear this, fast forward into the video and don't listen to any of it. First off, guys, I have not been releasing any drift content, not because I have not been making any. It's because if I release any tracks, you will see my gamer tag, and I'm trying to make the finale the release of the gamer tag and the release of a new organization, a new crew around Black Sheep TV, something that I've put a lot of time into, something that I've learned from my mistakes in the past with, and now I'm trying to make something a bit more stable and a bit more manageable for even my schedule. So we have a couple drift tracks made. We have even more drift tracks that'll be releasing on top of that from the other account that we've retired. We have numerous Does It Drifts that we'll be testing. We have not tested any of the new cars yet because the new cars out of the casino DLC, none of them stance. That doesn't mean none of them drift. It just means take it as you will. None of them stance up, so none of them get that slick little, you know what I mean, that's that nice little extra handling line. From my understanding, there's still a car or two that drifts, and there might be a couple more that come out in the DLC. The thing is, I don't want to blow my money on something I'm not guaranteed is going to at least, you know, somewhat perform in the series. Thirdly, it's not just drift content that you can expect to see, guys. We have a number of motorsports-oriented content that you guys are going to get to see, and a lot of that content has to do with you guys as well, involving you guys, showcasing your abilities, showcasing you guys, and trying to expand out to smaller channels as well, and hopefully shed a little bit of light on those good creators that just aren't getting the attention that they deserve. So a number of things. I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. If you don't want to hear the spoiler, then fast forward a little bit. I'll give you a second to do it. All right, that's enough. That was a couple seconds. We're going to be seeing the rally racing series. We're going to be seeing a toge racing series. We're going to be... Black Sheep, stop it. Don't even tell me that. Guys, it's already made. It's already set up. These are one-night series for a whole event. Like, these are things that I've learned in the past on mistakes, and we're going forward with it. Toge racing, rally racing, a drag racing strip with an 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, and 1/2 mile. We will be having drag racing events. We will be doing street racing events. We'll be showcasing car events now that we have a private garage to do that in with a casino. There's a number of things that I want to offer to the base of this channel, the real OBs, the original Black Sheep of the herd out there. I want to get you guys the content that you're here still to this day trying to see. Again, I can't release to you guys any tracks made from this character because the creator is this character. You will see my gamer tag. I can't hold any live events because you will see my gamer tag. Is that really a big deal, Black Sheep? No, it's not, but I have spent months on that damn series, and why, with only 4 or 5 episodes left, ruin it all? You guys are getting the videos way quicker than what I assumed. With that said, guys, we are going to get into the content of this video. Let's get right on into it. First off, we customize this vehicle. So we go into the Arena Wars thing. It brings us through the cutscene. I'm not going to make you guys watch all that cutscene nonsense. I'll give you guys a little edited down, run down clip, and we're going to go right into customizing this thing. After that, we'll catch back up with you guys, and we will be drifting the hell out of it. There she is. Okay, let's get in this thing. Let's go see the Armenian. Okay, so we got brakes. I don't do brakes on my drift builds. The boosts. I gotta have a higher arena. There we go. Now we're talking business. We got front bumpers. Definitely not gonna do that. Let's get this livery off of here too. It's a rusty livery. Spend the quiche on that. Rear bumpers. Again, not feeling that. It immediately made the car look much nicer. Some people are wondering if they would add in a street version of this vehicle. I don't see that happening just because I think it would be far too identical to the 350Z, and I don't think Rockstar would get away with this one. I mean, the front lights are pretty much exactly shaped. The rear lights crawl up the side just like on the 350Z. It's wide-bodied, I get that, but I mean, I would see Nissan catching up with Rockstar pretty quick on that one. Bodywork, yeah, we aren't going to do that. Engine, we are going to do the engine. Exhaust. Oh, okay, it's coming up out of the side. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm not about to do a bunch of Arena Wars stuff. We'll just do the stock exhaust. Thankfully, that looks pretty nice as it is. Fenders. Yeah, we're not going to do anything with that. Hood. So you can actually remove the hood, which that looks pretty menacing. We're not really going for menacing here, though. We're looking for a street car that's armored up. It's unfortunate that that's armored up. It's unfortunate, okay? It's very unfortunate. Oh, I can name my vehicle. Okay, well, isn't that fantastic? The problem is when you do any color, it looks way too weird with that front on there. I mean, I was thinking red with some white wheels. I thought that would look real nice. Armoring on it is just you pretty much have to go black. Ooh, spoiler. We don't want to add a spoiler because it's going to mess with our traction, and that's not something we want, although it makes it look nice. We do get a little wing back there, okay? Not looking too shabby. So we'll leave that alone. Transmission. Got to do the transmission. We're going to do the turbo. Muscles look nice on this thing. I must admit, they look real good. Not something I expected to do, but we're going with some muscles. They look pretty gray in here, but that's supposed to be frost white. Alright, so that's out of the way. Let's get this thing stanced up, and, well, we all know this thing drifts. This car's been out long enough that we don't really have to answer that question, but I wanted to get it into the series, at least get it on the book. I don't know if this thing's going to score a perfect 30 out of 30, because there's a few issues and a few disputes I have with this car. Alright, I decided to bring it down here just in case I pop a tire while I'm stancing it. Some of you are wondering why I'm stancing it here, not on a track. Track is more efficient. Well, you can't bring this thing to any custom track, which really sucks. Thankfully, this thing does stance up relatively, well, quite efficiently. It like slides away from you, but just aim for the middle of the wheel, and it's good to go every time. I can't bring it on any custom tracks. We are officially stanced up. It's just like that. We all know that this thing drifts like a son of a gun. This thing is a really good drift car. It's like it wants to grip, but it doesn't want to grip. It's very, very weird. Very weird handling line. It takes a little bit to get used to, that's for damn sure. Rapid GT, you just know it's going to grip. The Schwarzer, you just know it's not going to grip. This car is kind of in between both. Oof. I always get a kick out of people that are like, man, I can drift in that car way better than he can. You guys don't realize that this is usually the first time I'm ever drifting in any of these cars. It certainly is in this car. I got into drift in this car one time, but it was for like 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, that line's doable, but there's so many damn cars off that jump drift, it's just not really the best opportune line to be in with this damn car. We did definitely throw her into a tree, though, and flipped her once, so that's always good. Had to do it, didn't you? Not the best first-person view with this car, I must say that. God, there's just so many cars in these freaking parking lots right now. I thought at nighttime it would be the best time, but apparently not. Yeah, I don't know. It's really tough to clear this line here with them vehicles. I suppose I can move the vehicles, then I'm going to get some damn bounties on me. So I want to make one final point with you guys that you really don't even need to stance this vehicle to drift it. I mean, we just spawned outside, we are not stanced up at all, and we can drift this thing just fine if you really want to. I mean, it's a little bit better if you stance it, and maybe it might even be debatable, I don't know. Maybe not the cleanest line, definitely not the cleanest line, but it is a testament that you can definitely drift this thing without stancing it. So at this point in time in this episode, we need to give this thing a grade. We judge it on 3 separate aspects: cost, driftability, and the efficiency, all of which 3 aspects need to be judged on in the sense that this is a drift car. You know, we're judging this as a drift car, not just as your normal traditional street car of whatever. This is specifically how good is it within the drift class. So first off, cost. I think this is the most expensive drift car that you can possibly get your hands on. Maybe not possibly, but definitely like the most efficient. Oh geez. The most efficient to cost ratio, this one takes the cake for sure. In the opposite scales, where it's really good in efficiency, but it's very, very expensive. This car on its own, by itself, $2,130,000, call it $39,000 because it's damn near that. That's a fat check right off the bat. But oh wait, it's not over. You need a workshop now. It's saying renovate, but you're gonna, I believe it was just shy of $1 million, guys. So you're gonna need to spend another $1 million. Now you get it in the shop. You got a $50,000 turbo, a $40,000 or $50,000 transmission, $33,000 or $35,000 engine. Like, it racks up quick. You need to take the damn plow off the front. It's a little bit ridiculous, I must say. You're at literally $3.5 million for this drift car. Now, I say that a little bit exaggeratively because you could have already owned the Arena Wars workshop. You could have already owned, you know, you're already going down that route and doing it, in which case you're not buying the Arena Wars workshop specifically for this car, in which case I am. Okay, damn it, I did. I really don't see any other vehicle in that showcase there that I am willing to spend my money on other than this car. And I really probably wouldn't have purchased this car if you guys hadn't been so demanding of seeing this episode of the Does It Drift series. Now, yeah, I do understand why, guys. I've known for a while, and just as you guys have known, just as probably even longer than I have, that this car drifts, and it drifts very well, and you guys have wanted to see my opinion on it. And I'm sure a lot of you probably assumed, well, he's just going to give it a 30 out of 30, so why even watch the video? As I said in the beginning of the video, guys, that is where some people are wrong. I'm not going to give this a perfect 30 out of 30, even though some vehicles have. Even though this probably drifts better than some of those vehicles. And you might be thinking, Black Sheep, that makes absolutely no sense. Well, we drifted on 3 separate aspects. And when you're talking a cost of a drift car of $3.5 million. Let's even remove the damn warehouse. Let's say that you're not counting the warehouse in. Let's say you already bought the Arena Wars warehouse. $2.5 million by the time you're customized out. Maybe even $2.8 million by the time you're customized out and all said and done. $2.8 million, you can get a Rapid GT, you can get a Banshee 900R, you can get a Schwarzer, you can get a Futo. You can probably even get another couple other cheap drift cars on top of all of that. So what are we going to give it on cost? Because it's so high, but it drifts so well, we need to really be steady with that scale. I'm going to give it a 9, okay? It deserves every piece of that 9. It may deserve a 9.5, but it's so expensive. You know what? Damn it, 9.5. You convinced me, Herd. I already seen the comments. I already heard you guys complaining about it, okay? It's going to be 9.5 on the cost. That brings us into driftability. Driftability, let's not beat around the bush, guys. 10 out of 10, this car is an animal. I wish I could give it an 11 out of 10, but I just cannot, okay? I just cannot. Not allowed in this series. spun out. Damn it. This is actually a cool little line here, man. So we're at a 9.5 and a 10, so that brings us into efficiency. Now efficiency, it stances up perfectly. We're not going to hit it at all as we're just banging it off the wall there. Damn it, Ron. We got to hit it 1 point on efficiency, and the reason why I have to hit it 1 point on efficiency, it's pretty simple. You cannot bring it into custom tracks. I can't bring it into any of the tracks that I bring, even though it's categorized as a sports car very clearly. Even though it really has no advantage on a stunt track or a racing track over any other sports car. It actually has a disadvantage, in my opinion, with all that armor and the weird handling line. The Pariah's pretty much put the sports class to shame in the racing. It's just, you know what I'm saying, guys. I just really don't understand it. Now, with that said, guys, you just can't do it. So whatever we want to do for complaining and moaning and whatever insert terms you want to put in there, we can't do it. And I have to hit it 1 point for that. It's not really the car. It's just Rockstar. But I still have to hit it. It gets a 9 out of 10. 9.5 plus 9, 18.5 plus another 10 out of 10 for that driftability. That is 28.5, guys. So 28.5, scoring very well in the Does It Drift series. Is it what you guys assumed it was going to be, or were you assuming it was going to be a perfect 30 out of 30? A perfect 30 out of 30. And, you know, I think at points in time this car does deserve it. Again, not even stanced up and it's drifting just fine, even though I'm straightening out. That's driver error. Driver error. If you enjoyed this video and other videos within the Does It Drift series or any other drift content, definitely leave a like below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. In all honesty, that notification bell seems to be the most important thing for the last 6 months, and it will probably continue to only get more and more important. It doesn't really seem like subscriptions are very important at all anymore, unfortunately. So definitely hit that notification bell. Turn all notifications on if you do want to see the notifications of this channel. We got a lot of content coming, guys. As always, hope you all stay happy out there. Please stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.